What it do, people? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Top of the morning. Guess what, guys? Guess what the word of today is? The word of the day is fortunate. Now, this is how you get into a certain vibration. This is how you become the thing that you desire. This is how you become the energy of the thing that you desire. I'm finna show y'all how you do it, right? So we're going to take the word fortunate. How fortunate are you? You're fortunate to have a place to stay. You're fortunate to have a car to drive. You're fortunate to be able to eat anything of your choice. You're fortunate if you've never ever had to worry about where your next meal gonna come from. You're fortunate if you've gotten a sickness and you've gotten over the sickness. If you've needed an organ and all of a sudden you got the organ that you needed, you're fortunate, right? We're not going to use the word blessed. We're going to use the word fortunate. Because fortunately, you can do this. Fortunately, you can do that. But what is a fortune? Right? A spiritual fortune, a spiritual treasure chest, a spiritual banking, spiritual insurance, spiritual backing, right? People who really spiritual have spiritual experiences. Just because y'all don't believe don't mean it ain't so. So I want you to think about your life. How fortunate are you? Like, what type of miracles done took place in your life that you know you didn't have nothing to do with, and man didn't have nothing to do with. You just had to show up and something showed out for you, right? How fortunate are you when you go to sleep? What do you dream about? What type of visions do you have? What type of thoughts into your mind when you walking through the day? What type of words do you give somebody when you speaking to them before you leave their presence, right? How fortunate are you for somebody to have something so precious and they want to give it to you? They feel like you deserve this precious thing that they hold dear. I want you to think about the word fortunate. This one word can cause you to vibrate so high and make you be aligned. And it takes out the resistance. It helps you not to waver. It help you to be direct on what you aiming at. Cause see, what you want, you don't have to focus on that. Because focusing on that gonna throw your butt off. Cause you like, oh, it take it too long. But this is how you have patience. You gotta have something to do while you're in the waiting period. So you spiritual, you look for spiritual substance to feed spiritual matters. Come out the physical, right? So while I'm in here, guess what? I found somebody that is fortunate like me that has had an experience with Jesus. For y'all people who keep saying he ain't real, but he running around here and people having dreams about it, people seeing him, people witnessing him. I'm one of them. Y'all, I can't be wrong because it's happening to this dude. Y'all look at what this dude is talking about, right? He talking about an experience that he had. I'll be back. Check this out, y'all.
you know, I'm going to be darting around all over the places with you because there's so much that I want to ask you about. But I had an experience the other day. And I had an experience where, and I'm going to share for the first time here on the podcast, where,
He said, I had an experience the other day.
I had a lot of trapped energy inside of me. It was on a Sunday. I was having a hard time sleeping. And I went to the restroom, and on my way back from the restroom, I literally thought, I think I'm gonna have to go journey or something, because something is stuck inside of me, you know. And I asked Jen. I said, Jen, could you just put your hands over me? And we have now discovered that, like, Jen is not only a healer, but definitely my healer, like my personalized, like, healer, right? And sure enough, she intuitively just placed her hands over my chest, and I'm start shaking and moving, and if you had a camera in the room, it looks like I'm having an exorcism, but I'm going into a process, right? I'm going to tell you what happened, and I would love for you to tap in to see what happened. But all of a sudden, man, speaking of Jesus, I am literally like carrying the cross. And Daniel, I relived the crucifixion. Like I literally felt him. My eyes are closed. She puts her hands right here. She doesn't know what's going on. She puts her hands right here, and I feel where he was like stabbed, And then she puts her hands over my feet, and I feel where the nails were in his feet. And I had this experience of like reliving what he went through. And it's the craziest thing, Daniel, but ever since then, I'm no longer afraid of speaking about it, because I used to be afraid of speaking about the truth that I knew that I had downloaded and experienced, because I know a lot of people are not ready for that,
Wow.
What do you sense in that?
Well, as soon as you said it, I felt, as a child, when we're indoctrinated with this religion, it affects us more than we realize, right? There's this term called cruft, which is like, Windows 95, you build the operating
He
system. He
said
said something
that made so much sense, y'all.
And so it crashes. There's glitches because you don't make a clean start. So because you're doing all this work, it's like going back to some of the core operating system to transmute it, so that you can free that part of you, because you have to do that in order for that to be released. Otherwise, there's these protection mechanisms saying, don't do this, you'll get punished, or whatever it is. So we need to go back there.
That's exactly it. It's been interesting for me to see how, like, that voice, that energy was inside of me. Don't say that, because you're going to get in trouble. Don't say that, because and now it's like, it's gone. It's gone. And that Sunday, for the first...
You see how Bill keep on harassing me, y'all.
I'm on Instagram. I just started talking about my experience.
I
with
keep
religion,
telling Dick, get your buddy Bill. I can't help Bill.
When I actually did it, how it actually changed my life, and so many people resonated with it. And I was only able to do that after that experience.
It's so many people need to hear.
That's huge.
Yeah,
it's so many other people who have had experiences of Jesus Christ.
And for a lot of people are so just stuck.
Whether it's mental, whether it's made up, whether it's real or not, it's happening.
What are your top 2 or 3 memories or experiences that you've had, from being all over?
Oh, man. I mean, the first one that comes up is the cave. I got to tell you this story. I don't think you know it. And just to track back to my childhood, I was so...
Now, y'all got to go find this story yourself, right? It's called The Wizard That Helps the Billionaires Out. You know what I'm saying? But he said something that made me think, right? Now, I ain't saying this real and this true, so don't take this to the bank. But I play with words, and I like when fresh thoughts enter my mind. I don't fight them off, you know what I'm saying? I check them out first. And this is me checking out something that he said. He said, they tell us that it's only one because they just want it to be one. Because they don't want us to know that it's many of us, right? Like, it's one Son of God. It's only one way. And that's so not true when you really think about it. He's the only one. He's the only way, right? But he himself said, why do you marvel at what I'm doing? Greater things can you do. I'm about to bounce. I got stuff to do. You need to be getting your bootstraps on, and you need to be trying to get your knowledge deep down inside of you and figure your stuff out, because greater things can you do. Don't marvel at what I'm doing. Meaning you got the same power God gave all of us, the same power. It's just, do you accept it? Do you want it? Do you believe it? It make you wonder, don't it? they tell us it's only one. So you focus and think you're not greater and think that you got to be somehow up under this being or up under this name, and they make you worship this name. They say in Jesus' name, but y'all, in the original text, he said inside my name. In my name and inside my name is two different things. I am that I am, and I am who I am. It's two different things. It's like they play with the word. You still getting the word, but you're not getting the gist of the word to where the power comes to you. I'm sitting up here thinking that's why the negative thoughts can overtake us so fast. That's why the negative thinking seems more common and more natural, and we don't have the patience for the positive thinking because the negative thinking show up so fast because so many of us use this consciousness to think negative. The negative have been practiced more than the positive. But how fortunate are you? What do you consider a fortune? Now, this man just had a fortunate experience. He experienced what Christ went through on the cross. I've experienced Christ in so many ways, y'all. I've seen him as a cloud. I've seen him as a Chinese man. I've seen him as two lights that turned into a man. I've seen him, me and him standing on the side of the road, him being his full self, watching people get milk in milk jugs and come to find out I'm the one that's passing out the milk. I've seen him when I was 13 as a person. Those were the lights, but after the lights he turned into a person. You see what I'm saying? How fortunate are you? Where are you? I think he really do meet you where you are, so you won't run, so you can get it right. So how fortunate are you? How fortunate was I to hear a voice tell me at a time when I'm told I got 2 weeks to live, to go to a place I never heard of before. Come to find out this place is real. It's called St. Joseph of all names. Ain't Joseph like Jesus' daddy down here, something like that? If you want to go with the literal stories. I'm sent to St. Joseph. It's like I'm sent home. All the villagers there, they got nuns, priests. There's a crucifix in every room. They pray over the intercom certain times a day. It's so much spirituality going on in that place. And my heart of all organs is in trouble. How fortunate are you? How fortunate am I? And you call yourself nothing, and you say you worthless, and you say you're not valuable. I wouldn't call myself a filthy rag in front of God. I don't like that verse, y'all. That's a verse I overlook. I pick and choose what I want to believe in the Bible. I'm not programmable because they went in that thing and turned some stuff around. Why would God help a filthy rag? And I would think if you was a filthy rag in front of God, if he touched you, wouldn't you become clean? Would he run from you because you a filthy rag? Isn't those the best type of rags to pick up? But people say you a filthy rag in front of God like he a germaphobe. Like he gonna go, ew, I don't want to touch that. Ew. Maybe your God act like that, but my God don't act like that. Oh, get that away from me. But I'm serious, y'all. When you think about it, how fortunate are you? Now, they told me I had 2 weeks to live. I go to the place that I've been there before. I'm telling you, the place I don't even know. I didn't even know y'all exist. Spirituality. See, in the spirit realm, things can happen, y'all. Things can happen that you in your physical mind can't handle. You got to come out of your flesh to get this stuff. This happened to me in my life, y'all. But my heart was in trouble. God was concerned about my heart. My life was ending. And he said, no. There was a waiting list like 15, 20 years long. And it still is. I didn't have the insurance that they was looking for, y'all. Who paid the bill? Who passed so I can live? Who passed on that day so I can live? How fortunate are you? Does your fortune work for you? Y'all think I'm going to apologize for who I've been my whole life? I've been so in love with God. I tell you, if you walk by me, you going to hear God, Jesus, Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit. If you meet me, you're going to get it. You're going to get something from God, from me, because I am him. I don't know what else to give, y'all. I don't even know what else to talk about. The stuff that I see, the little lame stuff people talking about ain't worth talking about. This stuff right here is what got the value in it. But how fortunate are you to have a conversation like this? To hold this type of experience in you and to be able to tell this story. How fortunate are you to even have a story like this to tell? Y'all, I got bumped up to number 1 on the waiting list. How fortunate are you? The heart came within a month and 2 weeks. How fortunate are you? I don't pay nothing. I don't come out of my pocket. No bill comes to me and say, I come to collect. God is truly taking care of this entire situation. They tell me where to go. I show up. When I feel something wrong, I go. God working their hands and their mind. They fix it. I have spiritual experiences every time I go. The glory that I have seen throughout this process. And you think I'm finna change the way I am? Heck no. If your heart get in trouble, will you be saved? If your kidney got in trouble, will you get another one? If your liver needed to be replaced, would you get another one? You see what I'm saying? This thing go deep. How deep do you love God reveals how deep he will take care of you. How deeply concerned he is about you. Y'all, he sent me to St. Joseph. He sent me home. If Jesus ain't in me, if the Christ consciousness is not alive in me and kicking, if it's not alive and kicking in this man, if the Satan's main focus is to destroy everything that is connected to the name Jesus Christ, however you want to say it, Yeshua, Yehuda, your Buddha, your Yaka, whatever name, but if your conscience is focused there, the Satanist is focused on you. Why? Why they want to destroy him so bad? You know why? Because it can be more than one. It can be more than one way. You're getting it through me. I've been getting it through other people just like me. I've been seeing other people that have experiences just like me. I've been learning from people just like me. You shitting me if you telling me it's just one way. It's some good knowledge going on these social media streams. That's why they trying to shut it down so bad, because they know it's more than one way. And he told you, why you marveling at this little stuff I'm doing? You could do even greater. How fortunate are you?